Hola, this is Padre Mario Melendez, Chaplain for San Miguel, San Michael, and All Angels, a ministry to the Latino Latinx community in the Diocese of Southern Virginia. Our goal is to bring the good news of Jesus Christ to the Latino Latinx community, especially walking alongside them in a spirit of Christian solidarity. Of course, we are a Spanish-English bilingual ministry. I want to thank you for your prayers, cards, and gifts to my beloved Catherine and yours truly, celebrating the birth of my son, Thomas. He's healthy and growing every day, and I hope that he will let us sleep a little more next week. It is important to say something about the COVID-19 pandemic. It is no surprise that COVID-19 continues to affect all of our lives, in particular, the lives of Latinos and other communities of color. COVID-19 disparities by race and ethnicity for cases, deaths, hospitalizations, and vaccinations are connected to underlying health and social inequities that put some racial and ethnic groups at greater risk than others. Early in the pandemic, it became clear disparities were severe across the United States. Mortality was higher for racial and ethnic minority persons than for white persons. During the spring and summer of 2020, cases surged across the United States, and disparities were more pronounced than at any other point in the pandemic. The 7-day moving average of cases in Virginia hovered around 1,000 during this time. Latinos were most impacted initially. They were more likely to get COVID-19 and at times die from it compared to other groups in Virginia. I want you to take a look at the following graph. The following graph of monthly death rate ratios depicts a new trend from March 2021 onward, where case and death rates ratios for Latinos have better parity. This is good, but we must remember that Latinos had the highest death rates early in the pandemic, meaning that too many Latino families are still struggling with the trauma, both physical and spiritual, caused by the pandemic. I pray that clergy, lay leaders, and everyone in the Diocese of Southern Virginia will continue to respond in a spirit of solidarity and compassion when the Lord appears asking for help, sometimes in the guise of a stranger. Hey, like Holy Scripture says, do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing that, some have entertained angels without knowing it. During the year, from the Eastern Shore to South Hill to Virginia Beach, and in other parts of the diocese, folks, including both clergy and lay members, came together in the name of Christ to share the gospel in both words and actions. For example, in collaboration with parishes in Virginia Beach, we had a successful 2021 drive this summer for waterproof boots and shoes, along with other items like socks, toothbrushes, deodorants, etc., for migrant workers and members of the Latino Latinx community in places like the Eastern Shore and South Hill. In our Facebook page, I hosted a virtual noonday prayer in Spanish on Thursdays. I'm currently working on a bilingual format to reach more members of the Latino Latinx community in 2022. If you have ideas in regards to virtual prayer services, a specific bilingual virtual prayer service, let me know. I was a small group facilitator for the 2021 Migrant Ministry Summit, organized by the Virginia Interfaith Center for Public Policy. I'm proud to say that our diocese was one of the co-sponsors of this event. I also hosted an event called Faith and Justice, an ecumenical conversation. Sheila Hirlihi, faith organizer with the Virginia Interfaith Center for Public Policy, answering questions about the latest efforts to improve living and working conditions for migrants and farm workers. Of course, this is in addition to my sacramental and pastoral work that is very important, not only in any ministry, but in particular in this ministry. So what's next in 2022? Well, you can be a part of it. I invite you to follow our ministry on our Facebook page. You can also send me an email or give me a call. I would love to come to your church, or we can have lunch together and talk more about the ministry. In the meantime, here is something you can do right now. Tonight, pray and ask for inspiration to discern the will of God for this ministry. In the end, the anchor for any ministry in the church is el Evangelio de Cristo, the gospel of Christ. Bendiciones, blessings.